Garrett, we've got people that are watching this that are selling their businesses for 7 figures, 8 figures. We've got some 9-figure listings as well. And I've actually got just on the personal brokerage side, I've got a couple of folks that I've been talking about, helping them get their business listed. And one of the things for them that is kind of a stopping point is, well, I can enjoy, some income as the proprietor of the business. Why should I sell and deal with capital gains and that kind of stuff? So help me get them over the edge. What are some tactics people can look at if they've got a little bit of time? Let's start there. So let's say we've got a little bit of time to figure this out. And then if you've got any tricks for last minute stuff, or even, I think we've had a conversation before about how you can go backwards in time and fix things too. Let's walk through that.
Yeah, and let's quickly talk about backwards in time because it's evolved quite a bit since we spoke last. There's been 3 IRS notices that came out due to COVID and the CARES Act and everything. And the main focus is something called net operating loss, otherwise, the acronym NOL. And in the new system, you can go all the way back to 2015. And if you had any years where you had a cap on what you could write off because it was capped at 80%, plus there was AMT, alternative minimum tax, you can take years where you had higher cost and move those costs to years where you had higher gain and get rebates and refunds. So that's something that everyone should do before they sell their business because it can get you a cash infusion right now. But the second thing is, if you are selling your business and you have time, the things I want you to look into is something called the 1202. So 1202, if you're a C corporation or become a C corporation that's been around for at least 5 years, but started somewhere in the 1980s, you have up to $10 million of gain tax-free upon a business sale. So it's obviously like you've got to fit in that you got to fit in that really small peg that says, yes, my business qualifies for that. But if you do, that's $10 million without taxation and even improved tax rates above that potentially. The second thing is something called a charitable remainder trust. So a charitable remainder trust is any highly appreciated capital gain asset like a business. You can donate to a charitable trust. And the way that works is it's a real 501c3 that you select and pick. But when you donate it, it could be before the sale, you get a tax deduction that's a partial tax deduction for what's the remainder amount they think the charity will keep after you die. So that's something you can write off in that year plus up to 5 years later against up to a certain percentage of your adjusted gross income, let's say like 30 or 50%. Then when you sell the business, there will be 0 tax upon that sale because it's going to fund the trust. Now, while you're alive, you can take between 5% and 50% income off of that money, depending on your age and the underlying assets, because you get to choose how it's invested. And then when you die, the charity keeps what's left over, which the intention is designed for 10%, right? So a charitable trust has its restrictions in that you can't just spend the money all the next day and, you've got some of those formats, but you're the first beneficiary of the trust. The charity is the second beneficiary. So you actually get the enjoyment. And there's a bunch of different types of those. Charitable remainder unit trust, charitable remainder, like CRATs. There's all these kind of different acronyms. So depending on your age and your situation, you can kind of adjust. So that would be another thing. And you can even look at some donor advised funds that might be useful in this as well. That gives you a way to get some kind of tax efficient ways. But those are the things if you have time. The 1202 and the charitable trust are probably the most, the ones I would look at first.
Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications about new videos and interviews. And introduce yourself in the comments. Are you a buyer or a seller?